happened on March 26, 2024 is and will always be a tragedy beyond words.
Ahead on DC News Now, a year after the collapse of the Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland leaders mark the somber anniversary by remembering the lives lost.
This was a random act of violence, the worst crime.
A grandmother gunned down while in town for her grandson's funeral. 2 years later, the convicted killer learns his fate. NIH funding could soon be on the chopping block as the Trump administration makes sweeping cuts, the potential impact to workers at the Montgomery County headquarters.
Gusty winds kept us chilly today, but we'll let you know when warmer temperatures will start to return.
And the puffy pink and white petals are about to reach perfection. We're at the tidal basin, just ahead of the predicted peak bloom.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Today, marking 1 year since the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed in Baltimore. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now. I'm Mark Hall.
I'm Tosin Fakile in for Annalisa Gale. A year ago today, a cargo ship slammed into the bridge, causing it to crumble, killing 6 construction workers. A recent federal report says Maryland officials were previously warned to perform a safety evaluation, but did not. Maryland Governor Wes Moore says no bridge in the country could have held up against a hit from that ship.
We remember the cold morning in March that changed our state forever. And we remember the tears that we shed and the uncertainty that we all felt.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore recalling the hours after a container ship struck and collapsed the Francis Scott Key Bridge and remembering those who lost their lives that morning.
To the families of the victims that are with us today, there is little that I can say to truly be the balm for the pain that you feel.
Each one of them had crossed our southern border looking for a better life for their families.
People close to those construction workers speaking on behalf of their families today.
Today I stand before you with a heart still wounded, but also filled with gratitude.
Leaders also remembering the work of first responders recovering those victims in the days that followed, and the Army Corps of Engineers removing the bridge debris from the river. While emotional, leaders were also optimistic for what's ahead for Baltimore.
As we look towards the future, a bright one filled with progress for our city, a new bridge to reshape our skyline, and a strong port to continue our centuries-long tradition.
And that was Randy Bass reporting. Leaders hope to have a new bridge built by the end of 2028. Well, happening now, much of D.C. area is under a red flag warning. It means that there's a higher risk for fires. The National Weather Service says that it's caused by a combination of warm temperatures, low humidity, and dry conditions. And also, outdoor burning is not recommended during a red flag warning.
And if you are allowed to burn in your area, the National Weather Service says all burn barrels must be covered with a weighted metal cover with holes no larger than 3/4 of an inch. Don't throw cigarettes or matches out of a moving car. This could spark a wildfire. Extinguish outdoor fires properly with plenty of water and never leave a fire unattended.
Yeah, we could use some rain.
We really could. And Damon's been talking to me about that for a few days now. Meteorologist Damon Matson here to talk about those red flag warnings. And Damon, I feel like we've been dry for a long time now.
We sure have, and that's how we've gotten to this point for the most part. We just cannot seem to get enough rain to alleviate us from this concern whenever we have gusty winds and just dry conditions. Now, notice how the red flag warning, these are the locations under that warning until 7 p.m. It's situated from the Allegheny front of West Virginia, Western Maryland, over into D.C. and right along I-95. Now, notably here, Southern Maryland's not included. The reason for that, well, just the other day, some of the rain we did get to see across the region, it focused east of I-95 across Southern Maryland, so that recent rainfall keeps Prince George's, Charles, Calvert counties, for example, out of the red flag warning, but everybody else is included here for the next few hours until we can get the gusty winds to calm down. That's one of the factors leading to this elevated risk of fire spread here today. And right now we do have gusts around 25 to 30 miles per hour. And until we can see these numbers drop below about 20 miles an hour, there is still going to be that concern. But it is only for the next few hours. We have these blustery conditions. Now, the winds today, they've been out of the northwest, which has kept temperatures mostly in the 50s, even 40s for some. So it's even a little chilly out there. And as we head into the night, we'll hold on to that chillier air as skies even start to clear out some more with the calm winds in place. Now, as we head into the day on Thursday, will there be a continued risk for wildfires, or are we just looking forward to temperatures on the rise the next couple of days? We'll have a full look at your forecasts coming up here in just a bit.
Damon, thank you. We'll check in with you soon. Well, we are inching closer and closer to peak bloom at the Tidal Basin. The cherry blossoms are still in stage 5 as the National Park Service teases the inevitable peak. DC News Now's Mariel Carbone live at the Tidal Basin for us. Mariel looking pretty in her pink. So Mariel, how much longer do we have to wait?
Well, Tosin, hopefully not too much longer. We know that the peak bloom is predicted for Friday, but you can see here we are getting pretty close. The sunshine certainly helping out the trees today as those crowds really flock to the Tidal Basin. Around the Tidal Basin, crowds of people gathering in awe, walking below the puffy pink and white cherry blossoms.
It looks like snow.
Or a set of clouds.
It feels like something out of like a movie or something like that, like out of an anime. I would buy a painting of this for sure.
Matt Ahn and Sugandhi Javahar traveled down from Baltimore for the day.
Yes, they definitely live up to the hype. Like, it's breathtaking. Couldn't think of a better way to start my Wednesday.
Joining the mass of people snapping photos of the trees just before peak bloom.
But you still have to go around and take like a million more.
One of those people, Kevin Watson, who was recently diagnosed with leukemia.
So I'm actually thematically trying to get some that have died versus some that are getting ready to bloom, kind of in my cancer theme.
His photos marking a sense of hope inspired by the transitioning of the trees.
This is all about change and renewal and newness.
Every year is different. I mean, it's the same, but it's different in a way, the way we experience it.
Hong An and her family have a long history with the cherry blossoms, seeing them here and in Japan before. As for what's next,
we're planning to head back to Durham, and the cherry blossom are blooming there too, so we're going to stop by there.
And again, peak bloom, it could really be at any time now. And a reminder from the National Park Service, if you are coming down here, you really want to be respectful of the trees out here. Don't climb on them, and certainly don't pick any of the blossoms out here. Reporting live from the Tidal Basin, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, Mariel, thank you. Developing now, a group of federal workers taking legal action against the Trump administration.
Well, the complaint says that by eliminating government diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, the administration is violating federal employees' First Amendment rights and the Civil Rights Act. Now, the complaint was filed by the Merit Systems Protection Board on behalf of several groups, including the ACLU and DC, the federal employees. Now, they're also asking the board to reinstate them and compensate them for lost wages and damages. We'll be sure to keep you updated.
And a sentencing hearing has been delayed for a live-in nanny who pleaded guilty to her role in a 2023 double murder in Virginia. Fairfax Now reports Juliana Magallanes will now be sentenced December 19th. She allegedly worked with Brendan Banfield, the husband of the family she worked for, to kill his wife, Christine, and another man, Joseph Ryan. Prosecutors say she was having an affair with Banfield, and this was all part of a plot to get rid of his wife. This live-in nanny, a citizen of Brazil, is expected to be deported after her hearing. Meantime, Brendan Banfield's trial, that's scheduled for October.
Family members of the victims who died in January's mid-air collision near DCA will attend a Senate Aviation Subcommittee hearing tomorrow. The hearing will discuss the National Transportation Safety Board's preliminary report on the crash with a military helicopter that killed 67 people. Tomorrow's hearing expected to start at 10 a.m.
And a pilot program testing out later start times for Fairfax County middle schoolers could soon be coming. A school district representative from Mason District plans to introduce the proposal at a board meeting tomorrow. The later start times would be tested at middle schools in Annandale, Lincolnia, and Bailey's Crossroads. Right now, students start school at 7:30. The exact details are still in work. That official planning to make the change by the fall.
I guess it's me.
I guess so. An interesting pick for this year's commencement speaker at the University of Maryland. Kermit the Frog, yes, the Muppet, will deliver the 2025 commencement address in May UMD made the announcement after teasing it all over social media. The school even making its profile pictures green. Kermit the Frog has a long history at UMD. Muppets creator Jim Henson graduated from UMD back in 1960.
Well, Mark, as a Terp, I guess I could say the speech will be unforgettable.
Nice.
You get it?
Nice, you went for it.
I had to.
I liked it.
My producer told me to go for it, and I was like, let's go.
Let's go. All right. Well, Maryland has a lot to celebrate the UMD women's basketball team. Well, they continue their NCAA tournament journey after a huge win in College Park on Monday.
And today they get ready to head to Alabama for the Sweet 16, but not without a proper send-off. DC News Now's Tiger Munn has more.
The madness continues in March for the Maryland Terrapins. On Monday, the team survived a double overtime thriller against Alabama right here on this court to move on to the Sweet 16. But on Wednesday, the team was sent off by fans and the team band as they head to Alabama to take on South Carolina.
I know that South Carolina's super hungry. They've talked about it multiple times. They feel like they've been disrespected, and I agree with them. I feel like they've been disrespected, but I also feel like we've been disrespected.
Maryland has been turning heads since the start of the tournament, and to them, they say that the fans have been the main reason for the great play.
And they were truly the X factor for us the other night to help us get to the Sweet 16, and so many people that are excited about us leaving, coming and joining us in Birmingham. I've heard we've sold quite a few tickets, so just the best fans in the country.
I mean, they mean the world. They really got us through the last game, and sometimes I feel like they don't know their worth and how much they impact the team and how much we're grateful for them.
And they'll try to keep it rolling as they take on a juggernaut in South Carolina. This team is confident, but one thing they know, it'll be a fight to win this one.
They're an elite level rebounding team as well as we are, so who can keep who off of the glass, and I'm glad it's on a neutral court as well. So going out, it's March Madness and playing the best 40 minutes that you can.
And Maryland will try to extend their season against #1 seeded South Carolina Friday, March 28th at 5 p.m. Reporting in College Park, I'm Tiger Munn, DC News Now.